When I first delivered workshops, what I did was I delivered really high value, high information driven workshops that I got to the end of and I'm like, man, that was awesome. Feedback was awesome. Hey, welcome everyone. Hello. Trying something new. So if you can see this or you are seeing this, can you just give me a thumb, say, got it, see it, sign of life, anything. And hey, listen, I thought this might be useful or helpful for some of you who use workshops or would like to use workshops to generate more revenue for your business. See, over the last 18 months, workshops have been the #1 conversion and client acquisition strategy that we've used to basically get people to buy into what we're doing so they buy from what we're doing. And as consultants and coaches, one of the best things that you're probably the best in the world at is front of stage delivery, okay? And workshops are an amazing way to share your thought leadership to a very engaged group of people and then lead them toward a decision where they can work further with you. But the biggest problem that we find is that most experts run delivery workshops when they should be running sales workshops, and there's a big difference. Let's dive in and I'll show you how. Look, here's the deal, okay? And this is what I came up with. I was thinking about how have we been able to do what we've been able to do, and to be able to generate 5 to 6 figure workshops didn't happen overnight. See, when I first delivered workshops, what I did was I delivered really high value, high information driven workshops that I got to the end of and I'm like, man, that was awesome. Feedback was awesome. The only problem is it didn't lead to business, and that was a real problem for me because when you put a lot of time and energy into getting a workshop together, which can be take a lot of resources, and you deliver and you don't get the outcome that you want, which is essentially how do I enroll clients? How do I turn participants into paying clients? When you don't know how to do that or you don't get that, you start to question if what you do is actually good, right? Because that validation of I delivered value, why don't people want more of it? It kind of lingers with you a little bit, right? So here's what I found. I thought that the first thing that we do as thought leaders is we need to understand and we need to organize our IP. Most of you would have IP in workbooks, workshops, proposals, courses, contents, so much. Most people have the right pieces, they just don't have it in the right order. And you'd be shocked to know how little you actually need to deliver in a workshop to make the impact that you want to have. And so the first thing that we've got to do is we've got to organize and identify what is the right IP for you to use toward the outcome that you want. The second thing we need to be able to do is articulate. We need to be able to articulate what the offer is that we are going to make. And we need to be able to articulate it in various points throughout the workshop so it's not sprung on our audience at the end and everyone's kind of in a state of shock. So making offers is not salesy if you look at it from the start as the purpose of the workshop is to help you guys go further in this topic. So you give them a topic and then you allow them to make a choice as you progress through the workshop. So we're going to show you guys how to do that in the workshop on workshops. And the last part is to demonstrate. See, if you can demonstrate value, most people will buy into you before they buy from you. So think about this for a second. If you organize your IP and you're able to identify the key components of your IP that will align perfectly to the outcome that you want, and then you're able to articulate the offer inside of it to let people know what you're doing, how they can get more help. And then finally, you can demonstrate value exactly like what I'm doing now. You can draw it, you can teach it, you can talk about it, you can engage it, you can actually have engagement with your audience, so it's interactive. Most people are going to get a sample of what you do, and when they can get a sample of what you do, the chances of them buying from you are higher because relationship equity from a workshop happens at multiples, right? There's nothing better than seeing someone in their genius teach what they do in a way that commands attention from the audience and then gets people to say, like, I loved it. How can I get more from this person? So that's what we want to be able to do. And I guess there are a couple of ways that we want to do it. We want to select the topic. First thing, what's the topic that you want to talk on? Most people talk about big things like how to generate a 7-figure business. Most people don't need to know how to generate a 7-figure business. They just need to learn how to make $10,000 a month first. Small promises are easier to keep. Big visions are important, but harder to consume. And the next thing is we need to be able to tell people. We need to be able to tell people how they can get more help, where they need to go to get more help. And the last part we need to be able to do, which comes naturally to all of us, is to be able to teach the topic that we do in a way that doesn't leave your audience feeling full and you unfulfilled, right? What's the win-win in a workshop? Clients get insights, clients get value, well, prospects get value, and you get clients, and you can help people further, right? You can actually build a commercial relationship with your prospects that help them enable the results for them that you can deliver and they want. So we're going to talk about the big picture presentation. This is the structure that I've used and I put into play whenever I do a workshop. And the reason for that is because I just follow a structured approach, a templated approach. It helps me collect my thoughts, organize my ideas, and deliver the right amount of insight to the perfect outcome that I want. I also am going to show you the seed to sell framework. And the seed to sell framework is how to position your offer at the start, where to seed your offer or frame your offer throughout it, and then how to make a good offer at the end that gets as much opportunity as possible into your calendar or signing people up immediately from the workshop. I'll show you how we do it, what we use, and the wording and the choreography that goes with that. And the other part is the offer linking system. So the offer linking system is how do you create content that doesn't just give away how-to information that makes people feel like they can go away and do it on their own, right? Which is what happens. What you want to be able to do is give people enough insight that they know what to do and why it's important, and then be able to direct them if they would like more information on the topic to talk to you or show them where in your program you can help them go into the how a lot more. Because the reality is, if you could solve someone's problem in an hour or a 3-hour workshop, you probably don't need a 90-day program or a 12-month mastermind, right? So it's not unethical to do it. It's just you're showing people what you can do, you're showing people why it's important, and then you're leading them to how they can get more of it. And I'm going to share with you how we do that. So ultimately, the thing that we want to stop happening is we don't want you to be giving away so much information that you don't get any engagement off the back of it. I call it friend zoning your audience. Everyone feels good around you. They like you. They give you good feedback. You're pretty happy. Everyone gets on. But at the end of the day, they go home and you're left there going, I wonder what happened. If they said they got value, why didn't they sign up? So this is what happened to me. I changed a few things. I'd love to share with you how it works. If you're interested, again, come at workshop. I'll give you the link and you can get started. We can jam on the workshop stuff a bit more, a bit deeper. The other thing is you're giving away a lot of information. See, people can die from indigestion as well as starvation. So how do you not overwhelm people or underwhelm people? How do you whelm people? See, a lot of workshops are information driven, not insight driven. So there's high information, low insight. And that's because you make it all about how good you are and how much you know. And it's not about how much you know, it's about how much they know about what you know that makes the difference in a workshop. And the last part finally is when you teach, I see people, you get great feedback. Super good feedback. Oh, it was great. Testimonials, should come to the next workshop. You get referrals to the next workshop. But ultimately, you are unfulfilled because you've probably delivered to the right audience, but probably the wrong style of workshop. See, what traditionally happens as consultants and coaches, we're givers, we're helpers, we're problem solvers. So you want to do all of that in an hour or 3 hours. And what ends up happening is that people go, I need to go off and do that on my own. I feel full, I feel like I got everything I wanted. It's great. But what happens? They don't implement. They don't continue on. They don't do anything more with it because either you didn't make enough offers, you didn't invite them to how they can get more help, you weren't explicit enough, and you gave way too much information when less is actually more. smarter, not harder in workshops. So shout out to Vaughn who's put this together for us. It makes me look a lot more fancy than I actually am. Half the buttons here, I'm still learning how to use. But again, listen, would love to jam with you on how workshops can help you. They've helped me. I definitely want to pass on the information. So comment workshop below and I'll get you the details. In the meantime, have a good week. Chat soon. See ya.